So, okay, I think you can see my screen, right? So, can you see my screen? Oh, that's good. Okay, so I think till last week we discussed about different expansion formulas from square to the cube. आपण गेल्या वीक पर्यंत स्क्वेअर किंवा म्हणजे वर्ग किंवा घन ह्या दोन गोष्टीवर आपण एक्सपांड कसे करायचे असतात फॉर्म्युला त्यावर आपण डिस्कस केलेलं होतं. सो आय थिंक everything is done for that, and I will provide homework. I could see that many people has not done they have not submitted their homework. So again, I am requesting all of you that please submit your homework on the time. It's good habit and it will be helpful for you in your future life also. So don't miss the deadlines. That's the message. Okay. So from I'm checking and I'm returning also homeworks. And if you have any doubts about any homework, please write down there that you could not understand this. I will answer those questions. मी बघतोय की खूप जणांनी होमवर्क सबमिट केलेलं नाही, तर प्लीज तुम्हाला सर्वांना सांगतो की होमवर्क सबमिट करा. हे तुम्हाला आत्ताच नाही तर पुढे सुद्धा खूप उपयोगी पडेल की डेडलाईन्सच्या अगोदर कसं काम कम्प्लीट करायचं असतं. सो इट्स व्हेरी हेल्पफुल अँड इट्स व्हेरी advantageous for you guys. So let's go to the next chapter. We will start with variation. तर व्हेरिएशन म्हणजे बदल. सो आपण आता बघूया हाऊ थिंग्स चेंजेस. सो आपल्या आयुष्यात खूप साऱ्या गोष्टी बदलत असतात किंवा एव्हरीथिंग चेंजेस इन अवर लाईफ, अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. सो देर इज सम कोरिलेशन्स. सो दॅट कोरिलेशन वी आर गोइंग टू डिफाईन ऑर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी नाव. तर ते कोरिलेशन त्या बदला हा तो बदल कसा घडतोय हे आपण जाणण्याचा प्रयत्न करू. तर सुरुवात म्हणजे देर इज सिंपल गोष्ट असते, सिंपल बदल असतो किंवा खूप कॉम्प्लिकेटेड गोष्टी असतात. तर आपण सध्या सिंपल पासून सुरुवात करू, कारण तुम्ही 8वीचे विद्यार्थी आहात आणि तुम्हाला माहीतच असेल की हा छोटासा बदल म्हणजे साधारण म्हणजे सामान्य गोष्टी कशा बदलतात ह्या जर तुम्हाला व्यवस्थित समजल्या, देन यू कॅन बिल्ड अपॉन दॅट. लाईक म्हणजे हे फाउंडेशन आहे असं समजा आणि ह्यावर तुम्ही मोठी इमारत बांधू शकता. खूप सारे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड गोष्टी तुम्ही बघू शकता की आयुष्यात कशा बदलतात गोष्टी. जसं हवामान, जसं आता आपल्याला माहिती आहे की हवामान बदलतं. हिवाळा, पावसाळा आणि उन्हाळा आपले 3 ऋतू असतात. सो ते कसे चेंज होतात, रोज क्लायमेटमध्ये कसा चेंज होतो, तर त्याच्यामध्ये एक रिलेशन असतं. म्हणजे कुठकुठल्या गोष्टींचं, जसं रोज टेम्परेचर काय आहे, आर्द्रता काय आहे, रिलेटिव्ह ह्युमिडिटी किंवा टेम्परेचर. सो त्याच्यावर तुमचा पाऊस ठरत असतो. सो अशा प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये बदल होत असतो. तर प्रत्येक गोष्टीच्या बदलापासून आपल्याला काय साध्य करायचं आहे हे बघायचं आहे ते. तर आपण सुरुवात करूया एकदम साध्या गोष्टीपासून, एकदम सिंपल गोष्टीपासून. ते हवामान खातं वगैरे, they are doing very very complicated jobs. So that's like very very huge amount of work. पण आपण सुरुवात करूया एकदम साध्या गोष्टीपासून. तर आपल्या एकदम नित्य जीवनातली गोष्ट, लाईक इफ द रेट ऑफ नोटबुक इज ₹240 per dozen. So I feel that everyone knows about dozen. Dozen is like 12. So whenever there is count of 12, it is called dozen. So 12 गोष्टी कोणत्या पण 12 असतात, म्हणजे त्यांची संख्या, त्यांचं काउंट 12 असतो, तेव्हा त्याला डझन म्हणतात. तर रेट ऑफ नोटबुक इज ₹240 पर डझन. तर 12 नोटबुकचं प्राइस, संख्या, सॉरी, त्यांची कॉस्ट आहे ₹240. व्हॉट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ 3 नोटबुक्स? तर 3 नोटबुक्सची कॉस्ट काय असेल? तर आपल्याला माहितीच आहे की आपण म्हणजे आपण गुणाकार वगैरे करतोच आपण, राईट? सो गुणाकार भागाकार करतो. 240 भागिले 12 ही झाली एका म्हणजे अ, एका पुस्तकाची किंमत, एका वहीची किंमत. नोटबुक इज वही. ओके. सो एका वहीची किंमत किती झाली? 20. ओके. आणि जर आपल्याला 3 वह्यांचं बघायचं असेल, 3 वह्यांचं कॉस्ट काढायची असेल, तर आपण 20 into 3 is 60. ओके. सो इथे आन्सर येणार 60. सिमिलरली आपल्याला जर 9 like 9 नोटबुक्स किंवा इफ वी वॉन्ट टू कॅल्क्युलेट द प्राइस फॉर द 9 नोटबुक्स किंवा आपल्याला जर 9 सॉरी 9 वह्यांची प्राइस काढायची असेल, तर आपण कसं करणार? 9 into 20 is like 180. Okay. So please tell me for 24. Write down in the chat box what will be the price for 24 and 50. Just write like 2 answers by comma. That's it. Let me see who is giving answers. Mm-hmm. 480. That's correct. And for next, for 50 notebooks, what will be the price? 1000. Yeah, people are very good. Students are doing really good. Yeah, it's very fast. So it's very simple, right? So yeah, we should start from very, very simple things. Then we will go for complicated things. But at 8th standard, we will try to understand the principle behind the variation, and we will then whenever you go for next standards or like maybe you do engineering or medical, whatever the field you choose, this variation will be really helpful for you guys. So this is the thing. So in variation, what is the thing? What we noted, like ratio of x, that is notebook, and y, that is cost. एक्स आणि वाय ह्या दोन गोष्टी आहेत. जसं नंबर ऑफ नोटबुक्स, त्यांना आपण एक्स मानलं, आणि कॉस्ट, त्यांची प्राइस किंवा त्यांची कॉस्ट जी आहे ती आपण वाय मानली. तर यांचं जर गुणोत्तर बघितलं आपण, गुणोत्तर किंवा यांचा रेशो, राईट, तो असतो 120, 1/20, राईट. सो ऑलवेज x by y is 1/20. So this is called variation principle or variation, 1/20. So x by y is equal to 1/20. तर तुम्ही काय बघितलं यामध्ये की 1/20 हे सर्वांचे कॉन्स्टंट राहिलेलं आहे, बरोबर आहे, सर्व गोष्टीमध्ये. तर इट्स कॉन्स्टंट व्हॅल्यू. सो आपण आता जर त्याचा ग्राफ काढायचा विचार केला, ओके, वी विल ट्राय टू डू वन थिंग. लेट मी, ओके. सो जर आपल्याला यांचा ग्राफ काढायचा असेल, आता आपल्याला ह्या व्हॅल्यू माहिती आहेत, बरोबर आहे. सो पुन्हा एकदा करूया आपण पटकन. 20, 60, 180, 480 आणि 1000. तुम्ही ग्राफ ही गोष्ट माहित असेलच, राईट. ग्राफ म्हणजे एक्स आणि वाय, जर आपण प्लॉट करायचा विचार केला, एक्स इकडे आणि वाय इकडे, सॉरी, वाय, बरोबर आहे. तर एक्स ही संख्या 3 आहे, तर तेव्हा वाय किती संख्या आहे? 60 इथे. जर ही एक आपण जर विचार केला व्यवस्थित लाईन काढण्याचा, तर तुम्हाला असं दिसेल की ही लाईन बनेल आणि हे पॉइंट्स असतील तिथे. तर ह्याचा अर्थ काय आहे की जशी आपण एक्स संख्या वाढवतोय तशी वाय सुद्धा संख्या वाढते, बरोबर आहे. आणि त्यांचं गुणोत्तर नेहमी 1/20 असतं. सो तुम्ही बघू शकता की मी 3 पासून 9 वर गेलो, 60 पासून 180 झाली. 9 पासून 24 वर गेलो तर 180 480 झाली. 24 पासून 50 वर गेलो तसं 480 ची 1000 झाली. पण हे गुणोत्तर नेहमी सेम राहिलं, म्हणजे एक्स आणि वाय ह्यांचं गुणोत्तर नेहमी सेम राहिलं. सो दिस इज द बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ व्हेरिएशन. ह्याला म्हणतात uh, direct variation. So what is mean by direct is like आपण x जर वाढवलं तर y सुद्धा वाढते. त्याला डिरेक्ट रिलेशन म्हणतात. म्हणजे कुठली पण एक गोष्ट वाढवली की दुसरी सुद्धा त्याच प्रमाणात वाढते. और if we increase one variable, another variable also increases in same proportion, right? So same proportion may be in 0 point something, like 1 by 20 is like 0.05, right? So this is a value at which at the rate it is increasing. म्हणजे x जसं इन्क्रीज होईल तसं y सुद्धा इन्क्रीज होतंय. त्यांचं गुणोत्तर असेल 1/20. आता ह्यामध्ये बघितलंच आपण की होल्ड ऑन, की x संख्या वाढली तर y संख्या सुद्धा वाढते. ह्याला म्हणतात डिरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन, डायरेक्ट प्रपोर्शन. म्हणजे दोघांचं रिलेशन हे डिरेक्ट आहे. ओके, so let's go to the next thing. So that is our next topic, like direct variation. So here you can see the definition. The statement x and y are in the same proportion can be written as x and y are in direct variation. So that's what we were discussing. Like if x increases, then y also increases. So they are in same proportion. It's not happening like x is increasing and y decreasing. This is not happening here. So इथे आपण बघू शकता की x जसं इन्क्रीज होतं तसंच y सुद्धा इन्क्रीज होते. x ची संख्या वाढली तर y ची सुद्धा संख्या वाढते. सो याचा अर्थ असा आहे की हे दोघांचं प्रपोर्शन सेम राहत आहे. त्यामुळे ह्या दोन्ही संख्या वाढत आहेत आणि त्यांचं प्रपोर्शन जे आहे ते कॉन्स्टंट आहे. सो त्याला म्हणतात डिरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन. असं होत नाहीये की एक्स वाढल्यावर वाय कमी होते किंवा वाय वाढल्यावर एक्स कमी होते, असं काही होत नाहीये. सो डिरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन इज नथिंग बट एक संख्या वाढली की दुसरी सुद्धा संख्या वाढते आणि त्यांचं प्रपोर्शन सेम असतं, तेव्हा त्याला डिरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन म्हणतात. So that is the definition. We will go over it again. The statement x and y are in the same proportion can be written as x and y are in direct variation. There is direct variation between x and y. Using mathematical symbol, it can be written as x is proportional to y. Okay, so this is a Greek letter, that is alpha. Though it looks like alpha, but it is proportion. So you have to very careful about this notations. So this is, you can see this notation most of the time like Greek letter, right? Alpha. So this is a symbol, right? So we can see that x proportional to y. So y, x is proportional to y. So it like if you see this type of thing anywhere, it means if x increases, y should also increase, right? So this is the general constant terms we can see all over the things. So what does it mean? Like आपण ह्या गोष्टी मोस्ट ऑफ द ठिकाणी म्हणजे यापुढे तुम्ही कुठे पण वापरा, म्हणजे कुठे पण बघाल मॅथमॅटिक्स सिम्बॉल्स किंवा मॅथमॅटिक्स गोष्टी, तर त्याच्यामध्ये हे सिम्बॉल तर असतातच. एक्स प्रपोर्शनल टू वाय किंवा p proportional to q or something like that. Variable may change. Variable कोणत्या पण वेगवेगळ्या नावाने येऊ शकतात, but this symbol will be same. So what does it mean? Symbol represents it proportional. X is proportional to y. So now we can see that it's direct proportional. So this is direct variation. So there should be a constant. So proportion is not proportion आणि equal to हे दोन्ही एक साइन नाहीये. जेव्हा proportional to equal बनवायचं असेल तेव्हा आपण बघू शकतो एक कॉन्स्टंट मध्ये येतो, दॅट इज k. जर x इज proportional to y सांगितलं आहे तर तिथे काहीतरी कॉन्स्टंट असेल. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर देर विल बी ऑलवेज वन कॉन्स्टंट. सो x इज ky. k च्या जागी c असू शकतो, p असू शकतो, काही पण असू शकतो, बट देर शुड बी अ वन कॉन्स्टंट. k इज अ कॉन्स्टंट. आपण अगोदरच्या आता मला म्हणजे me I discussed so much things about direct variation, proportional things, and constant. So, can you tell me what is the constant in earlier problem like? here, whatever we discuss, right? So for this number of notebooks आणि कॉस्ट या गोष्टीसाठी आपण कॉन्स्टंट काय आहे म्हणजे के काय असेल तुम्ही काही म्हणजे तुम्ही उत्तर टाईप करू शकता के काय असणार I will try to remove all this stuff. So I can see that everyone is, yeah, 20. So yeah, this is the catch here. So आपण बघितलं की x is equal to ky, right? So जर आता मी खूप जणांनी उत्तर दिले 20. So let's check it. Okay. आता मला x is equal to 20y. Okay. So now x जर आपल्याला y मध्ये y ची संख्या आहे 240, राईट? जर 240 टाकलं तर किती येईल आन्सर? 4800. दॅट इज नॉट राईट आन्सर. बरोबर आहे? सो समथिंग इज गोइंग रॉंग विथ अंडरस्टँडिंग द कॉन्स्टंट, राईट? काहीतरी चुकतंय आपलं. सो लेट्स ट्राय इन अनदर वे. So x is equal to ky. So proportion, right? 1 by 20. That's what I told you guys. X is equal to 1 by 20 into y. Now see, if I use like 240, x is 240 divided by 20. So 12, right? This is the right answer. So here constant is 1 by 20. So whenever you see like whatever the notations, how is the things going on, so according to that we have to understand the constant here. So for this problem, like specifically mentioned, if I say x proportional to y, then the constant will be, if I say x proportional to y and x is equal to ky for this problem, then k is 1 by 20. जर मी म्हणालो की x is proportional to y आणि x is equal to ky, तर constant असेल k is equal to 1 by 20 for this problem. Now let's have another test for you guys. Let's try y proportional to x. So y is equal to cx, right? So what will be the value of c now? Can you write it in chat box? So can you hear me, right, guys? Yes, then can you see this problem, like y is proportional to x? Now instead of putting x is proportional to y, I have changed the problem for you guys. Y is proportional to x, so y is equal to cx. So what will be the c here? तर आपण थोडंसं प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये व्हेरिएशन टाकलेलं आहे. Instead of y is proportional to x is proportional to y, and I have changed it to y is proportional to x. Then what will be the value of c here? So c ची व्हॅल्यू काय असेल? Please, can you type in the chat box? Or you can say that, okay, we could not understand. That's also fine for me. मी असं सुद्धा लिहू शकता की या आम्हाला समजलं नाही. Okay, I think people are getting yeah, that's it's good that I totally agree with you guys. So let's try this thing. Mm, I just changed the uh, like instead of x proportional to y, I changed it to y proportional to x, and yeah, it's bit different thing. So I was just checking that how we can think of, right. Let me see. Okay, this is better. Okay, so my question for you was, like, we have studied like two parts are there. Number of notebooks is x, and then cost is y. So what I tried first, x proportional to y. So you know that x is equal to ky, right? And what is the value of k? We found out that 1 by 20, right? So this is the one way of understanding the constant. So मी काय केलं इथे की x is proportional to y, right? x आपण असं मानलं की number of notebooks is proportional to y. So that is cost. So x is equal to ky, आणि x आणि y यांच्यामधल्या कॉन्स्टंटची व्हॅल्यू आपण डिफाईन केली, दॅट इज 1/20. सो इन्स्टेड ऑफ दॅट, ओके, सो ह्याचा अर्थ काय होतो इथे, ह्या पूर्ण वॉट एव्हर वी डिस्कस, ह्याचा अर्थ असा होतो की जर मला y ची व्हॅल्यू माहित आहे, त्याच्यावर मी x ची व्हॅल्यू काढू शकतो, किंवा x ची व्हॅल्यू माहित असेल तर y ची व्हॅल्यू काढू शकतो. ओके, सो हिअर डिफाईन द रिलेशन बिटवीन x and y. Okay, so similar stuff but in different way. सेम प्रॉब्लेम जर तुम्हाला असं विचारलं कोणी की y is proportional to x, right? So y becomes some constant c into x. Okay, then what will be the value of c? That's what I want answer from you guys. Okay, so please type in the chat box. If you didn't understand that, fine, we will go over it again, because this is very fundamental things. We can repeat it uh, most of the time. Yeah, I think someone has started answer. That's good. Yeah, 1/20 and 20. So there are two answers. Okay, so here we can see that constant comes as 1/20, but when we change the thing, so it becomes y is equal to 20x, right? So here constant is 20, not 1/20. So it depends on the how do we use the proportion sign between the two things. Then only constant is defined. So now you understood that how this proportional proportion symbol is very important. If you change the variable here, like instead of saying x is proportional to y, if you say y is proportional to x, then this constant changes a bit, changes differently, and you may end up in different values. So be very careful that what statement you are putting into the mathematics. So now you understood that instead of 1/20, here the value comes as 20. And आता तुम्हाला माहितच आहे की x इज प्रपोर्शनल टू y किंवा y इज प्रपोर्शनल टू x कसं लिहायचं असतं, आणि इट्स व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट की काय प्रपोर्शनल टू काय आहे. तर ह्यामुळे काय होतं की आपले कॉन्स्टंट चेंज होतात, आणि कॉन्स्टंट चेंज झालं तर तुमची उत्तर सुद्धा चुकू शकतात. जसं आता लास्ट प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये खूप स्टुडंट्स बोलत होते कॉन्स्टंट इज 20 हिअर, राईट? बट इफ आणि हीच जर व्हॅल्यू आपण यूज केली, म्हणजे 20, जर इथे 20 यूज केलं असतं तर काय झालेलं आपण बघितलं की 20 into 240 becomes 4,800. That is not the answer of x. So you have completely changed the direction of proportionality. So it's very I mean very very important that how do you define or तुम्ही कसं डिफाईन करता. So आता इथे बघू शकता आता म्हणजे जर तुम्हाला बघायचं असेल की कॉन्स्टंट बरोबर आहे की नाही तर तुम्हाला ते व्हॅल्यूज माहिती आहेत जशा नंबर ऑफ नोटबुक्स आणि कॉस्टच्या. तर आपण y इज इक्वल टू 20 इंटू एक्स. एक्सची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे 3 गुणिले 3 इज इक्वल टू 60. Yeah, that's perfect, right? So we are going in the right direction. So always, if you find some constant and if you find this relation, then try to put some values to check this value. Like try to put x value so that you can get y or either way, anything, right? And try to get the relation between x and y. सो ह्यावरनं आपल्याला हे समजेल की आपण जे करतोय किंवा आपण आपला जो कॉन्स्टंट आलेला आहे तो बरोबर आहे की नाही. Okay, so this is the way to check or to inspect that whether our constant is right or not. Constant is right or not. So whenever you come up with some solution for the constant, and if you uh, have defined or you calculated some constant, then try to check it once. Okay, that's my message for you guys. So, okay, so I will clear hopefully. Sorry, you got it right. So we will go by some problems. Let's see. Okay, so we were here, right? Now let's see this stuff. आता डायरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन किंवा ह्या गोष्टीचे काही एक्झाम्पल्स त्यांनी इथे दिलेले आहेत. जसं एरिया ऑफ सर्कल. ओके, सो एरिया ऑफ सर्कलचा फॉर्म्युला काय आहे म्हणजे कॅन यू टाईप इन चॅट बॉक्स. लेट मी सी दॅट वेदर यू गाईज आर फॉलोइंग इट ऑर नॉट. एरिया ऑफ सर्कल म्हणजे सर्कलचं क्षेत्रफळ किंवा गोलाचे क्षेत्रफळ काय असते. कॅन यू टाईप इन चॅट बॉक्स दॅट सर्कल चे क्षेत्रफळ किंवा what is the area of circle, that is what is the formula for that. Do you remember? Okay, someone has come up with answer, that's good. Yeah, so okay, so everyone knows it's very fundamental formula, and everyone knows about that formula, like area of circle. Let's see. So we will define here area of circle is pi r square, right? So see here, whatever we have written, we can say that area is directly proportional to r square. सो आतापर्यंत आपण बघत होतो की फक्त y होतं किंवा x होतं, राईट? बट इट कॅन बी प्रोपोर्शनल टू स्क्वेअर और क्यूब और एनी अदर फॉर्म्स, राईट? सो वी शुड नॉट गेट स्केर्ड. आपण ह्या गोष्टीला घाबरलं नाही पाहिजे, अरे स्क्वेअर कसं आलं काय आलं. बट दिस इज द रिलेशन, राईट? दिस इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन टू व्हेरिएबल लाईक एरिया आणि आर ह्यांच्यामधलं रिलेशन असं आहे की एरिया इज डिरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू आर स्क्वेअर. सो आता ह्याच्यामध्ये कॉन्स्टंट काय आहे तर पाय ही व्हॅल्यू ही कॉन्स्टंट असते इथे. सो आपण अगोदर बघितलंच आहे की जसं ह्यामध्ये x is directly proportional to y. Similarly, instead of y we are using r square, and instead of x we are using r square, right? That's it. So it's similar thing whatever we have learned, only in different form. So here the constant, we were thinking like in earlier problem we got the constant like 1 by 20 or 20. Similarly here constant is pi. Pi is very famous value, means everyone knows, like 20 3.14, 22 by 7. Okay, means we can go to the multiple decimals, but that's fine for our calculations. So तुम्हाला हेच सांगायचं होतं की area of circle is proportional to r square. So how this proportional things or direct variation, how this works. So इथे तुम्ही बघू शकता की r जर वाढला तर एरिया सुद्धा वाढतो. म्हणजे आर ची संख्या वाढली म्हणजे तुम्ही बघू शकता की रेडियस कुठल्या पण वर्तुळाचं रेडियस जर वाढवलं तर तुम्हाला माहितच आहे की लेट्स सी हियर. Okay, so we know that area is proportional to r square. So आपण छोटा सर्कल काढला, छोटा सर्कल r राईट. आपण ह्याची r1 धरू. ओके, आणि एक मोठा सर्कल काढला, r इज इक्वल टू r2. तर तुम्ही बघू शकता r1 ची संख्या कमी आहे राईट आणि r2 ची संख्या मोठी आहे. त्यामुळे एरिया काय असेल, एरिया 1 आणि एरिया 2. एरिया 2 विल बी ऑलवेज ग्रेटर दॅन a1. का? कारण r1 ची संख्या छोटी आहे, r2 ची संख्या मोठी आहे आणि r1 आणि a1 म्हणजे एरिया हे प्रपोर्शनल असतात. r1 ची संख्या वाढली तर एरिया सुद्धा वाढतो. ओके, सो एरियाचं क्षेत्रफळ म्हणजे एरिया म्हणजे क्षेत्रफळ. ओके, क्षेत्रफळ वाढतं. सो दिस इज द मेसेज हियर. सो direct variation, if one variable increases like r here, another like whatever the a, it will also increase. So this is called direct variation. Let's go to the next thing. Okay, so this is bit means engineering problem where I don't know how many people know about this stuff, but pressure of the liquid P varies directly as depth D of the liquid. So what is meant by pressure? The pressure is like a term where we can see like uh, okay, so if we through our hand, if we press something, right, आपल्या हाताने आपण काही पण प्रेस करत असेल आणि आपण हाताने एका बॉक्सवर प्रेस करतोय सपोज, सो तो जो बॉक्स, जो पण बॉक्स असेल, he will get the pressure, like he will experience the pressure, right? So because we are pressing from the top, so that is called the pressure. Similarly, in any phenomena like pressure, temperature, these are the very fundamental quantities, or you might have seen through in science also. So let's see here what they want to say. Pressure. So this is the tank, and this is filled with some liquid. Okay. So pressure is dependent on height d. So आपल्याला जर प्रेशर बघायचं असेल या टँक मध्ये, तर इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डेप्थ ऑफ द लिक्विड. सो सपोज आपल्याला, मी कलर चेंज करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. ओके, आपल्याला ह्या पॉइंटला, पॉइंट बघू शकता, ग्रीन डॉट. ओके, तर ते ग्रीनला जर आपल्याला प्रेशर काढायचं असेल, सो what generally we do, pressure is proportional to d1, म्हणजे हे डिस्टन्स, depth of the liquid, right? They told us that depth of liquid is d1. So pressure at point 1 becomes proportional to d1. Similarly, if I want to calculate the pressure at, I will take different color, this orange. I think it's very difficult to see that color. Okay, blue. So you can see the blue color, right? This blue dot. So if we want to calculate, this is the point 2, right? at point 2, if we want to calculate the pressure is directly proportional to D here. Okay, so this way this direct proportionals works. So here that is what they want to say is like pressure of the liquid varies directly at the depth of the liquid. So this is the depth of the liquid, and where can you imagine where does this things comes into the picture, like under okay, so any liquid, right? So if you go to the water, it can be water. So where this pressure phenomena is very important, or where they are calculating this type of thing, like if you are going to the depth, then pressure is increasing, right? So here what we can understand from this formula is as depth increases, like जसं डेप्थ इन्क्रीज होत जाते तसं प्रेशर वाढत जातं. तर हा फेनॉमेना तुम्ही कुठे बघू शकता? एखादं एक्झाम्पल इफ यू रिमेंबर, कॅन यू टाइप इन चॅट बॉक्स? लेट्स सी. I will explain you guys. तुम्हाला काही आठवतंय का असं कुठे बघितलेलं की या या दॅट्स गुड. या सी. Yes, people have written. That's good that people knows, like you guys knows about the submarines, right? So submarines are a really great example. As you go on, every submarine is defined like how much depth it can go. Because why such thing? Because in submarines, if it goes whatever the depth, okay, we will show through examples that's good to understand. So suppose this is a C. Sorry. Okay, let's see. This is C. So suppose your submarine is designed for this. I'm not good in pictures, but suppose this is submarine defined for D. So this submarine is designed for depth of D. Suppose that may be 100 meter or 500 meter. What are the things, right? So generally, these submarines are designed for such type of pressure they can sustain, right? So if we increase the depth, like if this submarines wants to go from here to here, right? It can't go. Because why? Because the pressure is increased, and this pressure on that submarine, right? So this pressure is acting from all over. So this pressure is increased. So what will happen? It will burst, right? So every submarine is defined for certain pressure and certain depth, right? Below that, it can't go. So submarines has the range. It can go below the sea. So this is the one way, like how this direct proportional works in the real-time application or real-time practical applications. So आपण बघितलंच की सबमरीन जसं एका डेप्थ नंतर जर डेप्थ वाढवली तर त्याच्यावर प्रेशर एक्झर्ट जास्त होऊन इट मे बस्ट, त्याचं ती फुटू शकते. सो प्रेशर लाईक डिरेक्ट व्हेरिएशन कसं इम्पॉर्टंट आहे आपल्या प्रॅक्टिकल ऍप्लिकेशन मध्ये आपण बघू शकतो. सो मीन्स दॅट्स व्हॉट आय वॉन्टेड टू टेल यू गाईज, लाईक this may be fundamental thing, but if you go ahead, it has enormous applications. Like this is a small applications, like we have to define the pressure, right? Pressure is, so if you design the submarines for certain depth, and it should not go beyond that. So you should know, like if you are driving the submarines, you should know, like okay, that 200 meter is the defined limit. आम्हाला 200 meter पेक्षा खाली जायचं नाहीये. So this way it helps, right? So this is small fundamentals. That's what we are learning now, but it will be really useful in future applications. Um, okay, so let's go to this is direct variation. I will clear. So okay. So they have given one problem like x varies directly as y when x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 30. Find the constant of variation. So they have specifically mentioned here, right, that x varies directly as y. They have not told us like y is proportional to x. So we have to be very careful understanding what is the written, right? We are not telling here like depth is proportional to pressure, right? We are saying that pressure is proportional to depth. This is wrong. Okay, so we have to understand the statement. Similarly here, आपल्याला इथे सुद्धा बघायला लागेल की x varies directly with y. So x varies with y. Okay, so then we have to find the constant. So we know that how to carry out this type of calculations, but we will quickly go through this. We have already done portions. Okay, so it is written that x is directly proportional to y. So x is equal to ky. Okay, so it is given like x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 30. We can just substitute here. आपण फक्त value substitute करू. तर x 5 आहे आणि k 30, right? So आपल्याला माहित आहे की गुणाकार कसा करायचा असतो. So k is equal to 6. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so it's like 5 by 30 becomes 1 by 6. So here we can write it down like x is equal to 1 by 6 of y. So constant becomes constant of proportionality. It's called constant of proportionality is 1 by 6. Okay. So yeah, this is the thing. Now they have mentioned here, but like y is equal to 6x, right? We can directly write it down like y is equal to 6. So here, if we want to define the constant as a 6, then what we will write? Y is proportional to x, not x is proportional to y. So here constant becomes 6. So please note down this thing. If we want to take constant as 1 by 6, then x is proportional to y. If you want to take constant as 6, then y is proportional to x. So both are means interchangeable here, right? But the constant defines the thing. So constant should be a very accurate you have to take. So तुम्ही कोणती पण proportional value symbol वापरा, काही पण वापरा, but constant is very important here. So let's go to the next thing. I think, okay. Okay, so what we will do, we will complete this, then we'll go for practice set 7.1 as your homework. And please try to complete the homework. So let's try this. Okay, this is the actual practical problem. So let's see. Cost of ground nuts. Yeah, I think most of the people know that ground nuts is very useful for in any diet. So cost of ground nuts is directly proportional to its weight. Okay, so what are the two things here? Cost. So we can take any variable. For cost you can take C, for W you can for weight you can take W. But as they have mentioned about X and Y, so we will go with X and Y only. Okay, this is better. Okay, so let's see. So here two things are there: cost of ground nuts and its weight. Okay, आणि त्यांनी आपल्याला एक उदाहरण दिलेलं आहे. If cost of 5 kg ground nuts is rupees 450, then cost of 1 quintal ground nuts. So now here we do not have to find the constant of proportionality, but we have to go through we have to find like whatever the constant of proportionality we calculated. From that we have to extend it to another problem also. सो इथे ह्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये असं सांगितलेलं आहे की फक्त तुम्ही कॉन्स्टंट ऑफ प्रपोर्शनॅलिटी कॅल्क्युलेट नाही करायचं आहे, तर त्याच्या पुढे जाऊन तो ऍक्च्युअल उदाहरणामध्ये अप्लाय सुद्धा करायचा आहे. सो लेट्स सी हाऊ डज इट गोज. So we know that first we have to define. Always be remember that, always keep in mind that please define whatever you want to specify. Like, let the cost of groundnuts be X. So this is very important, right? So whatever the cost of groundnuts is X and weight of groundnut is Y. So there are two variables, one is X and one is Y. Here you can define in numerous ways, like instead of X, you can take C, P, whatever you want, right? It doesn't matter. Only thing, how do you define next step? So what is given? X varies directly as Y, right? So X is proportional to Y. So we got this answer like X is equal to ky. Now we have to find the k here, and X and Y will be variable always. K is a constant. So what is meant by variable? X and Y, it changes, those value changes, but K remains constant. X आणि Y च्या व्हॅल्यू चेंज होत राहतात. आपण बघितलं की आपण 5 घेतलं तर Y ची व्हॅल्यू दुसरी येते, म्हणजे आता 450 आहे, पण K कधीच चेंज होत नाही, म्हणून त्याला कॉन्स्टंट म्हटलं जातं. सो इट इज कॉल्ड कॉन्स्टंट. XY is called, XY are called variable. So these are variable, right? It changes, variation. So let's go to our problem. We know that X is 450, and for that Y is equal to 5. Hence we will try to find out the K. So we will just put it in the X is equal to KY. So we know the value 450 is X and Y is 5. So from that, K is 90. So this is called constant of variation. So K is equal to 90 here. So if we define in the equation of equation, right? Equation of variation, X is equal to 90Y. So here you can see that 90 is always constant, but Y and X changes. So, and what is the next next what we have to calculate is find the cost of 1 quintal groundnuts. So 1 quintal is 100 kg. So let's do one thing. X is equal to 90. So if Y is equal to 10, Y is equal to 100 kg. Now we have to find the answer for 100 kg, like 1 quintal. आता आपल्याला उत्तर कशासाठी काढायचं तर 100 kg साठी. So X is equal to 19 to 100. That is 9,000. So what is the answer? Cost of 1 quintal groundnut is 9,000. Okay. So what we discussed here is first define the your variables. This is very important. Then according to the statement, write down our proportionality symbols, like where to put symbols, like X is proportional to Y or Y is proportional to X. Then just define the terms of constant, right? Then what are the values we have got? Means what are the values they have provided in the problem? Just try to put it into the equation. This is X is equal to KY is our equation. From that, try to find out constant of proportionality. If we know the constant of proportionality, then we can use another value like 1 quintal is 100 kg. Then we can find out the cost of 1 quintal groundnut is 9,000. So quickly, I will give you one problem. Like suppose instead of 1 quintal groundnut, if I want to find out the like cost of 45 kg, can you write down the answer for 45 kg for this problem, what will be the cost? Please type in the chat box. I think still, yeah, that's what I wanted to see, that how people are thinking. So let's see. Okay. So there are answer like 4,500. Someone is writing 4,050. Come on, write down the answer if you can come up with some answer. So here, x is the cost and k is a constant, right? And y. So you should know that what is meant by 45 kg. 45 kg is y here. So we know the constant of variation is 90 into 45. What should be the answer? It should not be 4,500, right? Now can you write down the answers in chat box? Is like 90 into 45, that is 4050. Okay, I think still I don't know why people try to get the constant as 100, but it's very easy, like x is equal to ky, k is 90 here, and y is y. What is the y here? It's weight. So I will put another problem, like what will be the cost of groundnuts if I have the 85 kg of groundnuts? Please write down in the chat box what will be the value of x. Like, sorry, what will be the value of 85 kg groundnuts? What will be the cost? So you know the equation, that is x is equal to 90y, and now you have to find out the answer for 85 kg groundnuts. Yes, I think most of the students are following really well for this problem. Now, I know everyone has written down x is equal to 90 into 85, and the answer is 7650. That's great. Okay, now I will put another variation here. So we know that x is equal to ky here, x is equal to 90y, constant of variation is 90 here. So now my problem is different, right? Instead of okay, okay, sorry. Let's go to the problem. Like, instead of giving you weight, what I will try is like I will give you the cost. Suppose cost of some groundnuts is 5850 rupees. Okay, rupees. So what will be the value of y? Can you find out? Please type in the chat box. What what is the weight of groundnuts here? So I will repeat my question again. If the cost of groundnuts is 5850 rupees, then what will be the weight of groundnuts? Yeah, yes, it's great. Yeah, it's really nice. Um, People started giving the answer. So, okay, that's great. So, y is equal to x by 90. That is 5850 divided by 90. That is goes as 65 kg. Okay. So, always remember there are two things 65 kg. It's not kilo, it's kilogram. Okay. Kilograms. So, always remember to put the unit. Okay, there may be chances that there may not be unit like 65 numbers only, but write it down always, whatever the unit you can put there. And kilo and kilograms are both the different thing. Kilo is a suffix, or sorry, kilo is prefix we always use with everything like kilobytes, kilometers. Okay, so there are different words: kilometer, kilobytes. So we have to be very careful while using the units. So that's, someone has asked like, can there be a x a into b into y? So yes, why means there will be, but how will you define the proportionality, right? So that's the thing. How will you define the proportionality? So here either you have to say that, okay, I will. That's very good question, by the way. Someone is writing that x is equal to a into b into y. Yes, it's possible. But how will you define like x is proportional to y? Question mark. Is it so? Or x is proportional to a or x is proportional to b? We don't know. So it is possible. But a and b, whether it's constant or variable, whether a and b changes. So is yes, means if you go in further advanced studies, so you will find such type of things like there will not be only one constant, right? There are different constant, and that constant also changes with values. So it's more complicated. You might have heard name like machine learning, right? So it's means it's not actually machine learning, but machine learning is part. We start from here only. So that is okay. That's very advancement, but we will not go there. So if a into b is constant, then yes, you can write. Okay. So I think I will put practice set 7.1 as homework. Practice set 7.1. I will post also. Okay. So I think I will take a leave and have a nice evening. Have a nice day. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye.